You explain that you're going to do an experiment with a set of 3 different coloured dice and 6 envelopes. You give the dice to, let's say, a gentleman spectator and ask him to mix the dice around in his hands. Then you say you want him to create a little tower, a little stack of dice on the table. And he randomly builds this little tower. And you say to him, if you consider the dice just as colours, then there's actually 6 different ways in which he could have done that. And you deal out the envelopes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you say to him, can you read those predictions? No, of course not, because they're inside envelopes. So you say, well, I'm going to ask you to imagine picking up one of those dice, throwing it in your mind, noting what number comes up, and then counting to the appropriate prediction. So he does all of that in his head. And then you say to him, okay, which particular prediction did you end up on? And he points to an envelope. Let's say he points to that one. You say, well, you could have ended up with this prediction here. Yeah. And you pick it up very carefully, lift the flap, and there's the prediction sitting there. You drop it face down on the table. You say, well, you could have ended up with this prediction here. Again, very carefully pick it up, open the flap, and take out the very obvious prediction which is sitting there. You drop it face down on the table again. And so on, and you go through the rest of the envelopes, leaving the one that he pointed to. And finally, you take out of the envelope that he pointed to, the prediction, and again, very open-handedly, you drop it a little bit separate from the other predictions. And you ask him, well, what number did you actually throw on that die in your mind? And he says, let's say 5. Say, yeah, it's interesting. And you ask him to read the prediction. He picks it up, and it's a printed prediction. And it predicts the exact order of the colours of the dice in the stack, and it predicts the number on the die that he threw in his mind. The effect is that for some reason you pointed to the only prediction that actually has anything printed on it. The rest of the predictions are completely blank.